All right, welcome to our gentle practice. First class back for this after our summer break. A little bit longer for some of us. So happy to have everyone back either online or in person today. Let's relax our shoulders down from our ears and just start to get in connection with our breath. Breathe. Feel your body. Noticing the air on our skin. Noticing the air enter our bodies through our nose, filling up our lungs, creating space around our hearts, and then letting it all go. Bringing the air in and then sending it back out into the world. This is our standing mountain pose. This can be done seated. Noticing both of our feet pressing down into our mats. The drawing upon the energy of the earth up our legs, softening our knees. And noticing our hips, our core. So that is our whole torso, the length of our spine. From the tip of our head reaching up for the sun, we feel that connection to the earth and the connection to the air, the sun, the moon, the stars. And we breathe, breathing in and filling up our lungs, feeling the rib cage expanding out to the sides. And then slowly coming back to neutral with the breath. And inhaling and opening. And exhaling, a relaxing and a letting go. A few more breaths all on your own. Let go of your morning. Let go of your day. Let go of your summer. Let's move into some lateral flexion to warm up, pressing into our right foot and reaching our right hand up towards the ceiling. Breathing out and bringing that hand back towards our side and moving to the other side. Inhale, reaching our left arm up. Breathing out, bringing our hand back down towards our body. Flowing side to side. Some modifications we can make if our balance is feeling a little challenged today. Keep our eyes open. If we're healing our shoulders, can keep that hand close to the body and not go up too far. Using this time to find your breath, to notice, to stay connected to the moment. We have one more side to side. And then we'll turn that into a flowing mountain with both hands reaching up. Breathing in and reaching up. Breathing out, bringing both hands to our sides. Inhaling, extending. Exhaling, hands coming back down. Modifying again, if we're healing any parts of our body, we can have those elbows bent and have not so much of an extension through the arms. Each time we reach to the sun, we're pressing into the earth. One more flowing mountain on our exhale, bringing our hands to our shoulders. Drawing the elbows towards each other in the front. And then breathing in and opening up across the chest, elbows going wide. Exhaling, drawing the elbows in front. Inhaling, opening. Modifying any of our movements this morning to feel good. Always noticing our breath above all else. Got one more here. Our shoulders starting to get nice and warm. Let's draw our right hand all the way across the body, holding onto our right, not quite onto our joint of our elbow, but above or below that elbow. And we'll look down our right shoulder, a little stretch for our neck. Let's open the wings, big stretch, thumbs face up. Exhale, draw the left hand across, maybe looking down that other shoulder. Our eyes can be open or closed. Let's open up the wings again, big breath in. Bring the hands back to our shoulders. And exhale, draw those elbows towards each other, but not quite touching in front. And tuck our chin towards our chest. Feel a stretch through the back of the neck. We'll lift our chin and then lift our elbows up as well and slide them back and down, coming forward, up, and then back and down. The shoulder blades, our awareness stops there as they open, and then we slide the shoulder blades down towards the spine. Got about 4 more of those. Great job at home and here in the studio as well. We've got 1 more. You know, sometimes I'd say 4 and I mean 8. All right, let's bring our hands by our sides, take our right ear towards our right shoulder, and then press away with this left hand a little bit. Pulling back if something doesn't feel good, or taking a seat on a chair. We release that tension and go over to the other side, press through the opposite hand down towards the mat, and that left ear towards the left shoulder. And we'll lift up that elbow, big breath up to the sun. And sitting back into chair, a gentle chair, so not too far. Breathe in, sweep up to the sky. Breathe out, sit back. Keep the heart up. Let's warm up. Let's warm up our glutes. Check in with how our knees are feeling. We want our heart to be up and our hips to be going back. Excuse me. 1 more flowing chair, and we'll turn it into a flowing airplane, hinging at our hips, going forward, and then all the way back up. So you've got about 10 more of those. So grab my hose. All of this talking makes my throat hurt. I'm not used to it this morning. 1 more. You can turn that right into a full forward fold. Breathe in, reach up. Breathe out, hinge and dive. All the way up. And all the way down. Some modifications. We can be on our chair. Or staying with that big fold, or even only going halfway down. One more, we'll hold it down in that forward fold, let our head be heavy. Let it dangle down. Bending our knees, let's bring ourselves to a seated position. So sitting back, we're gonna do a seated cat and cow just to take care of our wrists, and then we'll have that option to go to a full cat and cow. We'll hold onto our knees and shift back. So it's almost like you tuck your pelvis under a little bit too, and shift right back into our cat pose. And then the pelvis turns forward and we open up into cow. Exhaling cat, maybe that little lean back, chin tucked. And we open up into cow. All on your own. 1 vertebrae at a time. Got 1 more cat, 1 more cow. And we'll come to a neutral spine. Bring our hands to our knees and turn our chest towards our right knee. Reach it forward towards that right knee, all the way around the front of the shins. Come over towards the left knee and then come up. So we're reaching forward towards the right knee, forward towards the front of our mat, forward towards the left knee, and then up. All on your own. A lengthening. Exhaling down, and then as you start to make your way up, we begin the inhale. Check in with the base of our spine. Checking in with our lower back. So we have one more, and then we'll pause up at the top and start that rotation in the other direction. So chest towards left knee, around to the front and up. You can always have your legs out if this doesn't feel nice for your hips. Last one, we come up to the top. Relax our shoulders down and away from our ears and start some flowing twists. Let's bring our left hand over towards our right knee. Take a look over that back shoulder. Breathe in, come to center and extend those arms out wide. Breathe out, go over to the side. Great job. All on your own, flowing through this gentle twist. Our core is pretty strong here. And our hips stay forward towards the front of our mat. And we're finding that twist beginning up above our belly button where we have more mobility in the top part of our spine. Not so much in our lower back. We don't want to twist through our lower back. One more. Amazing. Let's bring our hands back behind us and take our feet out. Walk them apart and drop them over to one side. Go over to the other, flowing deer. You don't have to go right down. Just see how the hips are feeling here. It's September. I'll get back at it. Last one. Great job. All right, so now we will go to all fours, or you can stay seated. Just for a little bit of spinal balance. So that spinal balance can also be done on your back as flowing dead bug. So you can go down onto your back, you'll be here in flowing spinal balance, reaching the right arm forward and the left foot back. Down to all fours and then the other side. So you can flow with that. Or like I said, you're taking care of the shoulders or the elbows or the wrists. We can do it on our backs instead. You can have bends in our knees. Just a way to connect your brain to your breath and to your body. We've got one more on each side. And then we'll be sitting back to child's pose. Or if you're on your back, just drawing your knees in towards your chest. Our forehead can be down. We can have our fists underneath our forehead if that feels better. Connect to your breath. Use the modifications that feel best for your body today. Amazing job. So we'll be making our way back up to that forward fold, coming to all fours or rolling over onto one side. We'll bring the right foot forward, tuck our back toes onto the mat, push to forward fold. Let the head be heavy. Just let it hang out here for a second. Make sure the knees are bent. Big bend or little bend. Let's bend our knees and rest our belly and our thighs for bear pose. Hands can stay on the ground or you can reach them forward. Long neck for this first one, looking somewhere in front of our toes on the floor. Chair pose, so we lift the belly now up off the thighs. Quad should be nice and warm. We're gonna build some heat all the way back up. Let's take a breath in, grab that right hand, take a little tip over to the left, create some space in our wrist. As a modification, you can have your elbow bent, hand under your head, especially if you're taking care of your neck, just hold your head here. Other side, either the extension and the tip over, or support your head with your hands and still feel a stretch through the rib cage, just a little gentler. Right on, let's bring it on up. Bring our hands to our heart. Let's move through some moonflowers and some sunflowers, stepping our left foot back so that we find quite a bit of space between our feet. Not too much. You want to be able to feel stable and connected. We reach long and then bend our elbows, bend our knees into moonflowers. Breathe in, we reach long. Breathe out, we bend and sit back. Flowing at your own pace. Closing our eyes if that feels okay for your body and your balance. We're being nice to our knees by honoring them. Not going down too far if it doesn't feel good. Letting go of all competition this morning. Any judgment or expectation towards your body or towards others. Showing up for our bodies today just like they do for us each day. Giving our brain a break from thinking as we focus on each moment, each breath, and the feelings that are going on as we connect to our body. One more of these moonflowers. And if you want to, we'll turn it into the sunflower. So that's the one when we hinge towards the mat, reach towards the floor, and then breathe in, reach up. Breathing out, sweeping down, breathing in, reaching up. Still bending our knees. Our entire inhale to come up. Our entire exhale to go down. One more. Let's step back up to the tops of our mats. Breathe in, reach up towards our sun here in extended mountain and hang on to that extended mountain. If this doesn't feel nice for our neck or our back, hands are at heart and we're using the extension of the crown of the head instead of the fingertips. Feel both of our feet, our heels, the pads of our feet, and both big toes. Feeling the instep of our foot. Noticing the earth beneath our bodies throughout our practice and throughout your day. Let's bring our hands back behind us, only if that feels okay for our chest, or we can just be reaching back for an imaginary ball. We can stay there or hinge forward into chest expansion with that forward fold. If you do feel dizzy at all, we'll bring that head back up above our heart. Let's release the hands, sweep it all the way back up. Breathe in and breathe out. Bring our hands to heart. All right, if you want a quick drink or anything like that before we head into, I'm gonna do flowing bear actually today after sun salutations. Without that, we won't be going down onto the mat for sun salutations. It'll all be up. And then we'll do bear flow. I know that's someone's favorite flow. Or bear pose is your favorite pose, isn't it? Bear flow and bear pose, yeah, okay. That's because I'm close to the ground. Yeah. So as an option at home or in the studio, you can have a chair up towards the top of your mat. So first we'll do our sun salutations without going down onto all fours, just to be kind to our arms. So you take your time coming up towards the top of your mat, adjust the clothes. Let's breathe in and sweep up to the sun and breathe out, airplane, halfway down. Back up, breathe in, breathe out, that full forward fold. It's a dive, a little bend in our knees. And then halfway up, hands come to our shins and we fold again, breathe out. So now as we bend our knees, you may want to take your hands onto your right thigh and step your left foot back, or just step it back without that anchoring through the thigh. We'll rise up to a high lunge, choosing where we want our arms today. And let's flow. As we straighten our legs, let's bring our hands to our heart. And then straighten and reach up. Bend. So straighten, hands to heart, bend, hands go up. Let's do 3 more. We'll stay in our lunge now, down we go. Bring our hands to our front knee and step to forward fold. Breathe out, hands can come down towards the mat. Halfway up, breathe in, fold, breathe out. All the way up with an option for a back bend to kind of mimic that cobra pose that we do in our full sun salutations. Come to chair pose, breathe out. All the way back up, breathe in. And meet in mountain, breathe out. Where's our music? Let's do it again. Sweep up to the sun. Aeroplane, halfway down. You can do that one again or come back up. Full forward fold or aeroplane again. Halfway lift, breathe in. We'll bend our knees, take our hands to our left leg, step the right foot back. We come into our high lunge, rise up. As we straighten our left knee, we'll bring the hands to heart and down. Let's flow. Three, two, we'll hold it down here in our lunge, wherever you want your hands to be. And then bring them to our front knee, step to forward fold, push off that back foot. Let the head be heavy. Halfway lift, we'll breathe in, fold, breathe out, great job. Back bend on your breath in as an option. Chair pose, breathe out. Back up, we'll breathe in. And meet in mountain pose. All right, one more on each side, then we'll do our bear flow. Breathe in, reach up to the sun. Breathe out, airplane. Back up, breathe in. Breathe out, full forward fold or airplane again. Halfway up, breathe in. Exhale, fold. Let's take bend our knees, bring our hands to our right leg if you want to, and step the left foot back. Rise up to lunge. Exhale, straighten the leg, hands to heart. Inhale down. 4, 3, core is strong. 2, hold it down. Exhale to forward fold or hold on to your front thigh. Halfway up, breathe in, strong belly towards the spine. Fold again. All the way up for a back bend as an option. You can even bring your hands behind your head instead. Exhale to chair. Back up, breathe in. And mountain, we have one more. Breathe in, reach up for the sun. Breathe out, dive into airplane. Sorry about that. All the way back up. Now it's that full forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, fold. We'll bend our knees, take that right foot back. Find our lunge, breathe in. Exhale, straightening the front leg, hands to heart, and we'll flow. 4, 3, 2, hold it down. and push to forward fold. Halfway up, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Take your time, back bend on that extended mountain as an option, or support your head. Chair pose, breathe out. All the way up, breathe in. And meet in mountain. All right, we'll move through the bear flow pretty slow just to refresh our memories on it at first. You may want a block or a chair at the front of your mat. So we'll go nice and slow for the first few, and then we'll move breath for breath. But if that doesn't feel good, you can always just skip a pose or hold. Don't hold your breath, or hold a pose for an extra step. All right, so we're at the tops of our mats or somewhere around there. There's some space between our feet for a strong foundation. All right, let's breathe in and clasp the hands together if that feels okay for us. If not, hands come behind our head. We're feeling that extension, we're breathing in, maybe we're supporting our head, or we're reaching up and anchoring down into both of our feet. And tipping over to your left, or hands behind our head, supporting our head. All the way up, over to the other side for 3 breaths, or support your head. On our next inhale, extending all the way back up, or taking a back bend. It can be just a chest expansion too if you want to instead. Knees are bent a little bit. Now we go into a full forward fold, or we stop on our block. Bending our left knee and then bringing our right hand up towards the sky. Coming back to forward fold, bending the right knee, keeping the left leg relatively straight, reaching that other arm up, or tucking that arm back behind your back and using your shoulder to reach instead. Forward fold with a small bend in our knees. Now the big bend, we come into bear pose, bend our knees, put our belly on our thighs. Block can be here supporting our upper body, or you can reach it long or no block with the reach long. On our next inhale, albatross, the arms go wide into wings, or not, you can keep them on your blocks. Forward fold, my quads are shaking. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. All the way up, clasp the hands or hold your head. Reach up for the sun, tip over, breathe out. Breathe in, up again. Tip over to the other side or hold your head. Extension again, breathe in, either chest expansion or a back bend into that full forward fold. Bending the left knee, bringing the right hand up, breathe in, and switching to the other side. It's an exhale to fold, an inhale to reach up, fold again. And we'll inhale, come to bear pose, stay there for a few breaths. On our next inhale, you can move into albatross as an option. We're looking down at the earth beneath us. And now forward fold, breathe out, straighten the legs. Halfway up, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. All the way up, breathe in. We've got 2 more rounds. Breathe in, extension, exhale, tip to your right. Inhale, extend, exhale, tip to your left. Extend, back bend or not, and a full fold, breathe out. Bending the right knee, sweeping the left hand up. Forward folding, and then the other side. Straight into bear pose, breathe out, belly on thighs, choose where you want your arms. Open up into albatross. Forward fold, breathe out. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Now we're coming back up again, clasping the hands, breathing in. Tipping over, exhaling to your left. Breathing in, reaching up. Tipping over to the right or hands behind head. Find that extension again. Choose to have a back bend on your breath out. Inhale, extend. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the left knee, reach the right arm up. Other side. Right into bear pose on a breath out. Albatross, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Inhale, sweep up. All the way up. Hands to heart. Okay, our warm up is done. We should be very nice and warm. I'm going to turn that back fan on. And I promise to have the other big fan back on Wednesday. I forgot it at home. A bit forgetful. Can you feel it? Okay. Okay, so we're going to meet in chair pose. Our knees are bent, our hips are back. It's like we're sitting on a chair, or you're actually sitting on a chair, maybe just scooched right to the edge of it. That's where we begin chair pose if this doesn't feel great today. Breathe. So we check in with our backside and our pelvis. We don't want to have a big tip up so that we have a big bend here. Not too much of a tuck under either, otherwise we won't feel very good in our spine. Find some neutral spine and some length. Breathe. If it feels okay, we close our eyes. And we'll come up, bring our feet together, hands together, and sit back into our chair. Hearts are up, or we're sitting on a chair. Remember, you're never stuck here. You can straighten your legs whenever you want to, and we'll add a twist as an option. Our hips, however, stay where they are. We'll bring our right hand over to our left leg and left hand into our low back. You can keep the bend in your knees where it is, or come down to bring the forearm down onto the mat. Whew. Now, if that doesn't feel good, stay on up instead, or go between the two. That's our gentle twist this morning. Come up. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. Sit back. Choose if you want to have a hand across to the thigh, other hand making sure your low back is nice and safe. Or you can bend your knees a little bit more, bring the forearm to rest across them. All the way up, straighten out those legs. Oh, that should feel good. We're going to give our quads a stretch. So you may want to move to the wall for the quad stretch or grab a chair. So let's bring our right shoelaces, or wherever they would be, your ankle, into our right hand. And we keep that right knee under our hip. So we don't want it to flail out to the side. It's underneath. If you could stack your knee under your hip and shoulder on top. Lovely, delicious quad stretch. A little tuck of that hip underneath to increase. And if you want to, you reach your left arm up or keep it safely on the wall. As a modification, if this didn't feel good for you at home, use a chair here for your quad stretch instead. Just about 3 more breaths here. If you want to switch your hands, you can. Reach for the foot with the other hand and reach up. Ooh, that left ankle getting stronger. Let's try the other side. So you'll switch or turn around so you can use your other hand and bring the left foot into your hand. Make sure it doesn't go too far out to the side. If it feels okay, you can reach up or hold the wall and breathe. There's a softness in our right knee, or you can have your hand at harder on the wall. Breathe. If you'd like to work towards switching your hand, you reach for the foot with your other hand and reach the other arm up. We're working towards that one this month. And let's release. Big breath up. Breathe in. Exhale, hands to heart. We have just a few more standing poses, then we're down. Right foot forward, just a refresher. Left foot back, warrior one. We'll bend our right knee. Hips go towards that front edge of our mat. And then hands are either here, safely at our heart, pressing into both of our feet. So if you're taking care of this back knee, you can have that left toes more towards the front of your mat. If you're okay with it, that left toes go towards the long edge of your mat. So here we are in our warrior one. If it feels okay, we'll bow into humble warrior, either with hands back behind you or hands at heart in a gentle bow. Still pressing into both of our feet. So taking some of the weight into that back leg as well. Rising back up to warrior one. And then moving into warrior two, our chest now goes towards the windows. We keep that right knee bent towards the short edge of our mat. Hands can stay right where they are, or you can bring them out wide. Breathe. Soften through the shoulders, soften through the jaw. Connect to the feeling of the air in your body. We'll be straightening out our right leg, bringing our hands to our heart to start for triangle pose. So the left hip go back towards the back of the room and that right hand can reach long. And then down either to a block or a chair in front of us for triangle, or tuck that top arm back behind you. Feel the connection to the earth through the feet. We'll look down at our front foot. As we bend our front knee, we'll lift our back heel and frame our front foot with our hands and step to forward fold. Step up to the tops of our mats. Let's place our belly on our thighs, bear pose. Breathe in, albatross. Breathe out, fold. Chair pose, breathe in, so we're bending our knees. And breathe out, we'll stand tall. Let's refresh our warriors on the other side. Left foot forward, right foot back, heel goes down. So we're bending this left knee and finding wherever we want to have our arms now, at heart or up. Breathe in the air. Fill your body. If it feels okay for us now, humble warrior, either with hands back or hands in front, a little bow towards the earth in gratitude for all things, all the creatures, the air, the water, the wind. We rise back up and move into warrior two, bringing our chest around to the wall. We can have our arms wide, or you can keep your hands right at your heart. We still have a pretty good bend in that left knee, just making sure to take care of it. Breathe. Soften the jaw. Strengthen the core. Soften the shoulders. Strengthen that connection to the earth through the feet. Let go. Bending or straightening out that left leg. Without locking, we'll reach the left hand forward and let that right hip go back and then down into triangle pose. Maybe we use a block or a chair underneath us instead. Breathe. Looking down at that front foot, let's lift that back heel and step now to all fours. And move through some cat and cows, or you can be seated for your cat and cows. Exhaling for cat, inhaling for cow. Last one. Let's move to child's pose or downward dog, whatever feels best. You can have a lot of space between your knees or not as you set your hips back, resting our head either on our mats or our fists. We're here for about 10 breaths, so really connect. If this is not a pose that feels good for you, you could be on your back, bringing the knees in towards the chest as a modification. Amazing job. So let's come to all fours and then onto a seated position. Sweep the feet around to the front. We'll just warm up those hips one more time before we do a wide leg forward fold. So you can lean back, chest up, feet come closer to the backside. Well, not super close, sorry about that. And then walk them out. Then we drop to one side. So that feels too intense, take the feet away. We want to work towards 90 in our knees. Let's go side to side. On this last one, we'll hold our knees over towards the left side of the mat, lift up and draw the right hand over to the left knee for a twist. So you can look back over your back shoulder, that left shoulder if you want to, but you don't have to. Amazing. Other side, deer pose, sweeping that hand around. Looking over the shoulder. Options for that block, you could have that under your hand. We'll untwist, bring it back and around. All right, boat pose. So make sure you've got a nice connection. And then we sit back. And either be holding onto our knees here or back behind our thighs if that feels better. Let's lift first, lengthen, and then lean back. Just far enough that your core can do some of the work. Your hands are just kind of there as a backup, or our hands are off. Our feet can be up or down. You can play around with lifting one or the other, or both. Or you can stay here a little higher. Let's hold our boat pose now for 5 more breaths. Wherever we are, we can breathe in our pose. Amazing. Let's lift up, take our feet long, turn the toes up and hinge into a forward fold. So if we feel like you want to, of course, you can bend those knees and rest your belly more towards your thighs. Or you can stay tall and just turn your toes up towards your nose. Good job. Sinking into our pose with each breath out. Finding that feeling of resistance and breathing through it. Never causing any harm or pain. just to noticing. And then we'll lift it on up. All right, time to roll back onto our back. So make sure you've got enough time or enough space that you can roll back, and time to give our back a stretch, rocking side to side. And then we'll move on to stretching our hip flexors with bridge. Our feet go down to the mat. They're a foot or two away from your backside. If you want to focus on inner thighs, take that block between the knees or the thighs, pressing into both of our feet. And we'll slowly start to peel the backside up off the mat. So if we're focusing on those inner thighs, we're holding the block with our inner thighs, but releasing a little bit of tension out of the back, a backside, so we don't compress that back too much. And there is support there, but we also want to use other parts of our legs besides our glutes and our back to hold us up. Slowly lower, my friends. We're going to take a little break and then move back up. So if you want to move your knees side to side here, you can. And then we're back up to bridge. Breathe in, lift up, strengthen the back, strengthen the glutes. Slowly lower. Great job. We'll take that block out. Bring the knees back in for a little rock. We'll do our legs up a wall, reaching the feet up towards the sun. We've got our low back anchored down into the mat. You can have your hands by your sides or on your belly to focus on your breath. Breathe. Giving our ankles and our feet some love at the moment. Our knees. So we're here for about another minute, knowing that you can come out of that pose whenever you want to. Can you bend your knees if that feels better? All right, we'll all bend our knees now. Take a breath or two in this position. And the soles of the feet will go down onto the mat. If you need to lift up to take the block out. And then slowly draw the knees one last time towards the chest. And take that one more rock side to side. If there's any other poses that you'd like to add on to your practice, now would be the time, something safe, something that you're used to, or we'll move into our Savasan. We can relax down onto our mats. We can have either our knees bent or our legs straight. Eye covers on or off. And just settle into the support of the earth. Take as much time as you need getting settled. For those in studio, make sure your card is flipped up to what you want today. Okay, I know you both love it, so I got you. If the mind wanders through into things, to-do lists and such, that's okay. Notice that it wandered. That's the first step, but then bring it back. Give your brain a break. Feel the weight of your body melting down into the support of Mother Earth, supporting you throughout your entire life and your yoga practice. need it all to rest. Just start to notice maybe the sounds beyond the room, beyond your own body. Noticing some movements to our fingers and our toes. Moving our head side to side if that feels okay. Your eye cover might fall off if that's okay. We move our knees side to side, really making whatever movements you're used to or that feel best for you to roll over onto one side of your choice. Once we get there, taking check and noticing again a breath. Give at least one breath your full undivided attention. And when you're ready, using your top hand, we'll make our way back up to our seated position. Crisscross if that feels nice for you, or you can have your legs out nice and wide. Maybe you're sitting on a bolster or a block. Let's take a breath up. Imagine saying to yourself, may I, as you exhale, hands to heart, be happy. Inhale, reaching up, may I. Exhale, be safe. On our next inhale, may I. Exhale, free from pain. And another round inhale, may they, for everyone else in the world. Exhale, be happy. Inhale, may they. Exhale, be safe. Last one, inhale, reach up, may they. Exhale, be free from pain. We can bring our hands towards our heart and bow towards the earth if that feels nice. Humble and grateful for the gifts given by the earth each and every single day. Namaste. Enjoy the rest of your day, my friends. So happy to be back. And Karen, if you're watching this later on YouTube, love ya.